Hi everyone. We're Mellow for Care, and to the right you can see our logo. We're a group of passionate and driven students who want to tackle the universal issue of poverty. Together, we created a nonprofit organization to help others in need. Our business is a nonprofit organization that caters to the less fortunate and people in need and attempts to helping them by fundraising and providing them with food and clothes, which connects to the UN goal of poverty. In our world today, many people of all ages live, below the poverty line and are not given the resources they need to thrive. And Mellow for Care, a nonprofit organization, strives to provide for the less fortunate through crocheting various goods. Some of the products that we'll be selling is shown on the screen. In the past, it was a norm for handbags and purses to be considered feminine, but we strive to push to break down gender barriers by making our items accessible for everyone and not just limited to women. We're based in New York and we hope to expand to Jamaica and Thailand because a lot of our members have connections there. So it'll make our nonprofit organization possible. So here's our mission statement. We strive to provide for the less fortunate in society by donating necessities and hand crocheted items. So how are we different from ours? Unlike other nonprofits, they simply, just get money and they donate supplies to people in need. But Mellow for Care is more than that. We will donate and recruit volunteers to make handmade crochet items. Every item will be made with diligence and care, which makes us different. And we put effort into crocheting each and every one of our items that will, benefit the less fortunate. In the future, we hope to expand our services by teaching the homeless job skill sets and tutoring low-income students. So here's our description of services. We sell crochet items online, as well as giving out supplies to homeless people and donating our proceeds to nationally recognized organizations.
Okay, so this is our budget. Supplies so far was $150, well, over $150. And we plan to get money through donations, selling our crochet products, and help from the government. We decide that we are going to donate 25% to the homeless shelters or charity. And our future plans so far involve recruiting volunteers to help teach basic math and science, like somewhere down the line. We intend on renting a space to help teaching homeless people job training skills. We decide that we want to host soup kitchens and purchase supplies that aid in learning. Our marketing ideas. We are aiming to use trendy items like crocheted handbags and scrunchies that you saw before to generate money that will be donated to people in need and used to give back to them. We also recruit passionate volunteers to help us make crochet goods. In return, volunteers will get to earn community service hours. We decide that we are going to advertise on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. In addition, the money will also be donated to the homeless people as well as the crocheted goods. So partners that we are looking forward to, people that we're looking forward to partnering with are the Board of Supervision. So they help homeless people in Jamaica. Red Cross, they help with temporary housing and financial assistance. Feeding America, a charity that provides food and ends hunger. And for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital, we decide that we will be able to donate money and crochet items to children battling with chronic illnesses. The Father's Heart Ministries provide practical training and classroom instructions to people who have critical needs. Boys and Girls Club of America teach the youth academic subjects from math to English. Our unique business propositions, where we have volunteers to distribute goods, crochet blankets and other items, then sell them. People who donate in our organization can get crocheted items as gifts in return, and also allowing others to purchase items and donate them to those in need, or they can donate their own crocheted items. So our staffing policies: respect one another, arrive on time to schedule meetings, keep your private matters and opinions to yourself, keep your language in check. If a problem arises, deal with it professionally, and keep what happens in the workplace, and same with home. Workplace etiquette expectations: be punctual, to do it because you care, lend a helping hand, and be selfless, and also to dress appropriately. So our participant resume, for crochet volunteers, you don't have to be like someone who already definitely knows how to crochet. So we will also help in training you. But you must have previous volunteer experience. You must be willing to learn and willing to give back your time to the community. And for office, we want someone with at least an associate degree in computer science, know how to use the website, social media, ads, app, and data, manage a wide variety of office and sales services, leverage strong multitasking skills. Again, this is our logo, Mellow for Care. And this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening to us. And are there any questions?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wonderful presentation. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for that. So the judges, you have some extra time to ask those questions. So fire away.
I just have a quick question. Yeah, thank you. First of all, this is great. I mean, what you're doing is, in my mind, what reminds me is you are not just fishing for people, but you are fishing for them first, and then you're teaching them how to fish also. And I think that's the right way to do it, right? Because we always like to say, well, never give people a fish and help them so that they can be on their own and fish for themselves. But until you help them to even be there, you cannot do that. So I like the idea that you thought about, to say, let's help these people first, and then also use that same money that we get for other things, teaching them and so on. So it's a fantastic idea. I like that. I like the concept. It's very practical, and it's the right way to do in terms of trying to help people out there. I'm not very good at crochet, but I know that it's not easy. I see people doing it very fast, but I'm quite sure that it is not that easy. And when I look at your requirements, the resume of the volunteers that you're looking for, who have to have that level of experience and so on, so it kind of narrows down the number of volunteers that you can easily get for what you're trying to do. Do you see that as a problem? Have you thought about that? How can you, I can see the other one where I think you had another one where you have an office, which is computer science related. There may be a lot of people, I could be one of them, but for the other side, it's a little bit challenging, I would imagine. How did you give it a thought? How would you find those kind of people that you have in those attributes out over there?
Okay, so for the volunteers, the slide, you don't need to have prior experience with crocheting to volunteer with us. So all you need is basically, willing to give your time back to community service. Just actually do it because you actually care, and not just because, oh, I want community service hours. So you don't need like any prior experience with crocheting to be a volunteer. You just need at least some sort of volunteering experience, basically.
Okay, great, wonderful, thank you.
Phenomenal. And I will say that I know that crocheting is in right now. Like my daughter was like, I see her sitting there. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm crocheting. I'm like, what? Right. So I know that this is a great time to start talking about that, because as we are coming out of the pandemic, it's like the inactivity. And it's also great activity, not only for the young, but also for our senior population. So when you're thinking about some of your volunteer base, it's a great concept to know that you could span over different folks. Now, let's dive into like that product. Because I know part of it is I'm going to create these great crochet items. I'm going to put them online to sell. What exactly is that product line? What does that look like? Like, what are the items that you're actually selling?
Okay, so the items that we've decided so far, because some of us in the group, we have no experience crocheting. So we decided that for right now, we're going to stick to handbags and maybe a little stuffed animal, and also scrunchies. So simple stuff until we start practicing more, and then we'll expand into blankets, stuff that will be more, you know, needed by homeless people or people in need, especially in New York winter. It's very harsh, so they will definitely need blankets, etc.
Okay, great. And your cost per item, and I'm sure you guys went into this, but I know it was like multitasking. So talk to me about the handbag cost and the cute, adorable gift cost.
Okay, Lena, you want to take this one?
Okay, our prices will not be like too expensive because we want it to, you know, be accessible to everyone. Our prices, like, because items, we have so many different items, it's going to be in like the $10 to $20 range.
Okay. But the thing that you're pushing out more is like, you know, whatever money spent here is going to a great cause, right? So that's really what it is. Okay. And I know that we have extra time, so can I keep going? Is that?
You have about 1 minute.
All right, Shri. So let's put it together. I think what do we want to ask with our last one? Let's make it a joint question. You do the first part, I'll do the second part. Go ahead.
No, I think that the thing that comes to my mind is you've got multiple people that you got to deal with. You've got volunteers on one side that you need to get. You need people to give you the stuff and make donations. You've got to identify the people that you need to sell to, and then you need to take the money to give it to the right people, right? So you've got that 4 or 5 different multiple people to sort of coordinate and have that multitasking at the same time. So that's a pretty complex network to manage and sustain. Have you given that a thought? Because you know,
I have that question. Can I help with the second part of the question?
Yeah, go for it.
If you ladies were to come and talk to us about the one in to out, one partner that you were like, you know what, I would love to invest in, and the one start of it that you want to do, one business model, what would it be? Very lean in your first year.
Okay, so I could answer the first question. Can you please repeat it again for me so I could?
Yeah, I just think that you're dependent on 4 different types of people. The people who, you know, who are the volunteers, the people who are going to make some donations, give you the things and so on. And the third are the people that are going to help you identify the people you need to give to, and 4th are the people that you need to start giving that 4th. I can see the last part because you've got some advisors that you're working with. The first 2, 3, maybe it's a little complex.
So our group actually consists of 4 people. So this is why we were able to split it up and say, okay, one person focuses more on this branch, one person focuses more on volunteers, another focuses more on our social media presence and dealing with selling and, you know, getting donations and stuff. So we were thinking like eventually when we start to get, you know, when we start to get bigger and our business starts to expand more, that's when the volunteers could pop in and probably play a role in helping with some of those. So like they would help with teaching the job training skills, and then we would have another branch to focus more on.
Good plan. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.